Hi, and welcome back to Runway from Home. I'm Taylor, and this video is still all about Phish Mexico. We did a three-part series giving tips for Phish Mexico for 2024, and this video is an update of things we would have done differently as well as highlights of 2024. And some of the things that we recommended have changed over the last year, or maybe we got feedback from other people of what they would do differently. So based on our 2024 experience and everyone who we met and talked to, it was amazing. We wanted to share those tips specifically. We also wanted to celebrate the highlights of Phish Mexico 2024 because it was super fun. So this video is really to kind of supplement the previous ones that we had, as well as to just relive the best Phish Mexico moments because we had the most fun time with you. Let's get right into it with first entry. 2023's first entry system was digital, so people would submit their emails and then randomly the emails would be selected, you'd be emailed, and then that's how you were selected for first entry. Anyone that tried to get first entry or they lined up early last year, everyone agrees that this year was a lot easier, 2024. So basically what happens is there's a certain time in the welcome packet, the Playa Luna welcome packet, that says when you have to line up for first entry. This year, it was at the beach entrance. So what was great about that is it meant that fans weren't blocking walkways for everyone in Moon Palace. We were in a designated beach area. You show up at that time that's put in the welcome packet, and we all get in line. 2 hours before the show we'd line up, we'd all get our wristbands. I'd ask the security guards at the front, what time are they going to be reading the number? And usually it gave us about an hour, just over an hour of time where we could go back to our hotel room. We took a nap one day. We got ready every day in that time. One time we went out to eat, so you can kind of refresh, get some food, some drinks, get dressed. Last year I was getting fully ready for the shows 2 to 3 hours early so that we could wait in line. This year, I was able to enjoy my full day, go to first entry in my swimsuit after the pool, and then go back to our hotel room to change. When you come back at that time that they tell you, they'll read a number. It's randomly generated, and so every day was between 400 and 500 people for first entry. So they'll read a number. That number that they read is the front of the line. So one day they read the number 8. That meant number 8 is the front of the line. So the line will start at 8, go all the way back. The first day was 446 people. After 446, it resets. So 1 through 7 will be the back of the line. That's why I say it's really important that your friend group that you want to see the show with, you're all together. It really felt like a fair system in my opinion, because no matter where you were standing, you could have the chance of being first in line. After they call the numbers, they put out these gates and they have signs on them, and it's very much like the Southwest boarding process. If you've ever boarded a Southwest flight where they have your numbers and you stand in your little order, felt just like that. So they had little signs with your numbers, like 50 through 75, stand here, 200 to 220, stand here. You talk to the people in your line, you all order up in line according to your numbered wristband. Whoever's first, they go in, you calmly walk along the beach towards the stage. So how this shifted from last year is that you would not cross through the food area in first entry. You do have servers holding drinks, so you can get, margaritas, water, beer, daiquiris on these serving trays, like while you're being shuffled through. But we didn't have the opportunity to, get my fresh fruit mangoes right when we entered the venue compared to last year. It was a very calm and orderly line. They didn't let us run. It was a very slow line leading along the beach all the way up to the stage. And then once it was time, they released us. They had security guards making sure that no one got out of hand, and you would be released right to the front of the stage. So the people who were rail riders every night, most of them were first entry people. What was really cool about this system is it kind of ended up being the same group of people that wanted to do first entry, the same, couple hundred people. And so who we were with each show, we were easily able to find our line buddies and our show buddies because it was just, the 400 and something people that wanted to be that early. If we met you in line or we met you at the show and you were sitting next to us, Thank you so much. You guys made it one of the best shows ever. The crowds around us were so awesome every single day. And I really do think it was because we're all of the same mindset that we all wanted to kind of be first entry. Met a ton of other fun people outside of first entry, but specifically for the shows and everything, it ended up working out really, really well. It's important to note that first entry does not take place during the Water Wheel Foundation early entry. We're still super happy with the spot that we got on night 3. We lined up early, but not crazy early, and it ended up being really fun too. And it was a different view, so it was like just overall a really fun time. First entry was the biggest difference from 2023 Phish and 2024 Phish in terms of logistics and planning. I personally hope that they do first entry again in the future because it just felt a lot more fair and it felt a lot easier, and it actually felt like we had a lot more time to enjoy ourselves at the resort and getting ready, and we didn't feel rushed. So it was a very nice way to meet other Phish fans that are like-minded, as well as just kind of have some more beach time, because instead of sitting on the sidewalk inside the resort, we were standing along the beach, often during sunset. So it made for a really fun, beautiful way to wait for the Phish show to start. Some of the feedback that we received from meeting amazing people is that they really regretted booking an excursion on sticker exchange day. If you are planning excursions, and if you watched our last 3 videos, you know that we don't really do excursions. We are there to see Phish. That's our primary thing. We absolutely loved hanging out with you guys every single day at the resort. We met so many amazing people there that I don't expect we'll do excursion next year either. But if you're planning excursions based on feedback from everyone, I recommend doing it earlier on in the Phish show lineup. So either the day you arrive, if you're arriving a day earlier, or the first day of music because it's a later set time, or even the second day of music, because you'll have a lot more energy and you'll still feel like you're ready to conquer it. We had friends that weren't going to do the sticker exchange and they planned an excursion on Friday, but after 2 days of music, 3 days in Mexico, they weren't feeling up for it. It was an early morning. They ended up canceling, and power to them because they ended up going to the show and after parties and staying up way later than we could. So they made the right choice for sure. But just consider that you are going to be exhausted. If you're planning an excursion for day 4 of music, then that means you've already been to 3 concerts, potentially after parties, potentially sitting out by the pool all day or other excursions, and you're gonna feel exhausted. So if there's an excursion that's important to you, plan it earlier on. And if you want to participate in the craft beer exchange or sticker exchange, try to avoid planning it on that day. If you've booked an excursion really, really far in advance, it is possible that you can actually change it or revise it. You work with your guide, you work with Moon Palace, Playa Luna, whoever you booked it through, and maybe change your excursion day after you receive the welcome booklet list of events. One thing that we absolutely missed out on, and I wish we participated in but didn't, so this is for us personally what we would do differently, is do some of the fun contests that are in the event schedule. There was trivia, disc golf tournament, golf tournaments, a bunch of different things, cornhole, all these different things, and the prizes for those were so cool. The golf head cover was awesome. We had a friend Scott who won because he got a hole-in-one on the disc golf, and they gave out the big flags that you see at the resort. If you're ever wondering what they do with those afterwards, they actually give them to people who won prizes. The patio decorating contest, all of that had awesome prizes. If you want exclusive merch, those contests were the best way to win it. You'll get stuff that wasn't available through the merch booth or pre-order merch or anything like that. These were unique, one-of-a-kind items. Some of the items people won were stuff that they sell in the merch booth, but a lot of them were very unique. And either way, all of the prizes were really cool. Even if it was something that was sold in merch, it was awesome. Also, in terms of merch, they did not give out water bottles or totes in 2024. And a lot of people talked about this. I overheard a lot of people talking that they kind of expected them to give out at least a water bottle, so they didn't bring their own. I do recommend, as I said in my videos, bringing your own water bottle because you never know. I guess I was right. So I'm glad I was right with that tip. But they also didn't give out totes. So like I said in my previous videos, I recommend bringing your own bag, a mesh backpack, and your own water bottle. What they did give was this awesome beach blanket tarp thing. So they allowed this inside the venue. It's way bigger than what the venue requirements say that they allow, but this thing is pretty cool. And I heard a lot of people talking about how they're not sure how to use this. First of all, it is a water resistant material. We spilled liquid on it and it beat it off. So it's really nice for the beach or going on a park or anything like that. But I wanted to give some tips on how to actually use this tarp blanket thing that they gave us. So these are actually for staking it in. So if you're going to put it on the ground and you're windy, you're at a park, something like that, you can stake it in. There are pockets here. These pockets are to put sand in if you're at the beach and you don't stake it at the beach, you know. You put actually sand in these little pockets on the back side. Put sand in here and it helps weigh it down. We have the little pocket blanket that we brought, the Matador. I still recommend that and prefer it for venues so that these kinds of things don't get ruined. It has this too. It has a little pocket, corner pocket where you put sand to weigh down the blanket. This also has a hidden little pocket for your valuables, so you can put stuff in here. And it's hidden, a little secret pouch, which is nice. Then it has another pouch here. This pouch right here is actually so that you can put the blanket in itself, fold it into this pouch, and it makes it a lot easier to bring with you. I'll show you, hold on. All right. And it says, obviously, Phish Riviera Maya with the dates, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, I heard a lot of people talking at the venue about why does it have all these pockets and everything. Everything's super functional with this blanket. So if you got one of these, they're awesome. If you didn't get one, then if someone's selling them or giving away, we are super, super excited to bring this with us. We live by the beach in Portugal, so this is like the best thing we could have asked for because we already had the totes and the Nalgene. One thing that I actually would change of my tips that I recommended to you all in the first 3 videos is food after the concert. So normally, and what I said in the last video, we would go from the show and then we'd wait and eat the venue food because we love it. I still did that every night. Don't get me wrong. So we'd leave the show at the after encore. Thanks to First Entry, I was able to eat a little bit before the show. And then I would leave after the show. We would maybe get a couple snacks in the venue. Venue food was still really good. However, one thing we did this year that we hadn't done in previous years was we actually went to the restaurants in Sunrise to eat food, sat down at the restaurant and had food there. It was, I would say, a mixed experience, and that going from the, you know, how it is at the shows, everyone's on a different level, and then going to a sit-down restaurant with bright lights was a little bit of a contrast to where we were. However, it was a nice way to get good food. The pool, the after party at Nizook, the pool had a bigger variety of food as well. So if you wanted to go to the Nizook after party, you can just head straight there and have a bigger spread than they've had in the past. And also it was fewer people this year, so I just think that it was easier to get food this year. One thing that I think was way improved was the interactive art, and it made it really fun for families that came to Phish Mexico. I felt like this year was more family friendly in terms of a lot more kids, a lot younger kids, and they actually had stuff to do. You know, they either played on the beach or they played on the art that was glowing, or they could explore a little bit more easily in the venue. The lighting at the palm trees towards the back in the beach where you could still see the stage, the lighting of the palm trees was really cool this year. So they had some really fun aspects to make it a little bit more family friendly. In my opinion, I don't have kids, so if you disagree, feel free to drop it in the comments. It just looked like younger kids and preteens were having a great time, and there were more of them compared to previous years. I talked about in 2023 how I really injured my foot on dancing at Phish Mexico and walking around barefoot. It's so important to take care of your feet. Like, whatever you do, take care of your shoes. We ended up wearing our tennis shoes and really comfortable shoes from like day 2 on. So if you're planning your footwear for Phish Mexico in the future, really plan a pair of comfortable shoes, not just sandals. Further back in the show on the soft sand, it's not so bad. You can stand barefoot the whole show. But if you are planning on going closer to the stage, you'll definitely want to bring footwear that makes you super comfortable, just like you would for any show. And along those same lines, it was a little bit cooler this year. I felt like when we were surrounded by people, it was a great temperature. You didn't need to have a jacket, but you might have wanted a jacket. Biggest thing for me was a windbreaker because it was a little breezy. If you like to stay on the outskirts or closer to the beach or in the ocean, you might have felt a little bit cold. So I recommend dressing in layers. I recommend bringing layers. A lot of people said that they didn't bring any sort of windbreaker or jacket, so they were pretty chilly. If you are going to pack to be comfortable, bring something that you can wear to the shows. And even the after parties at night, they were outside, people were a little bit chilly. So bring a windbreaker, bring something you can wear over. I brought this to wear and it was super warm and cozy. It's my blank space, where my mind should be hoodie, and it absolutely saved my butt. It was really fun, and it was also fishy, so it was the perfect sweater to bring to Phish Mexico. I'll bring this again, and also my windbreaker. That was what I basically lived in for 3 of the nights. One thing I didn't talk about at all in our last 3 videos was room credit, and it's partly because it's really a personal choice in how you want to spend your room credit. No matter what, buying something with your room credit will cost you money out of pocket no matter what. It's impossible to avoid because the way the room credit works is you purchase an item with your room credit and you pay the tax on that item out of your own pocket. So, for example, you have $250 of room credit. You're going to buy an item that's $200. That item is fully covered by your room credit, and then you have to pay the taxes. So within each shop is a little section where you can buy room credit. They'll have hats, perfume, jewelry, glasses, bags, things like that. They're going to be higher dollar items typically, and they're way marked up. For example, we actually did use our room credit this year, and that's why I am now sharing tips on it, because I found something that was worth it in our opinion. Mike got a cologne, right? And this cologne was labeled as $200 cologne. Is it worth $200 in real life? Is that its fair market value? Definitely not. The taxes on it were $32. So we paid $32 for this cologne. We really liked the smell. And so for us, it was worth $32 because it would probably cost around, I don't know, 50 or 60, maybe 80 bucks out of pocket. So we still saved money, but we also spent money. So you cannot spend your room credit without spending money, but maybe you'll find an item that's worth it to you. A lot of people really like the Moon Palace scent. So if you like the smell that they spray in the resort, that is for sale in the gift shops. But I just wanted to touch on this because room credit's weird. You have to use it before you check out. On your final day, before you're about to check out, head to the gift shop, see if anything's worth it to you, and ask them what the taxes will be. And keep in mind that's out of your own pocket. Everything's way marked up. Like hats that should only cost 20 bucks are marked as $160. This year was my favorite run by far. I mostly only do runs in Dixon, Mexico, and this was just my favorite, and a lot of it had to do with you guys. So thank you so much for anyone that came up to me and talked to me, that saw our videos, or anyone that we made friends with that I didn't meet through YouTube. But every single one of you made this experience so much more fun than ever before. The band was on fire, the crowd was on fire, all of you guys were just amazing. Like, it was so fun. The creativity, the kindness of fans that were there. I mean, everything, the vibes were just perfect. They were so right. Thank you to every single person who came up to me, and I feel like putting those YouTubes out was the best way to meet people that were like-minded. So I'm so happy. I didn't know if anyone would watch them, and so many people did, and it truly made me so happy. Like, we met some people that I know we will be friends with for so long. Like, and a lot of you guys that came up to me are going to Mondegreen, so we can't wait to connect with you at future Phish shows. Or if you're traveling to Portugal, I mean, we have people that are going to come visit us now that we met at Phish Mexico. So the whole experience was truly amazing. If you're into more music than just Phish, we do cover other shows. We cover international travel, Taylor Swift, international living. So subscribe for future Phish and other content, because it's not all we do here at Roam Away From Home. Come back for the highlights reel, because we will be doing highlights of Phish Mexico 2024. There were so many to cover that I don't want to make it all in one giant long video. I hope this helped. I hope you agree with these tips. If you did not agree, or if you have more tips for other fans, drop them in the comments. You know, we love hearing other people's perspectives. We've stayed in Sunrise, so maybe if you have a different tip for Nizook or the Grand, I would love to hear it. Helping other fans have fun, I feel like, is what makes this so exciting. But we're really excited. We'll see you at future Phish shows, Taylor Swift shows maybe, or anything else that we go to. I hope you run into you. If you see me at future shows, come say hi. I will try to have more stickers on me. I ran out during certain nights of Phish Mexico, but I'm gonna try and have something on me at all times, bracelets or stickers, to give out to people that come say hi, because it really was so fun and you made our experience amazing.